Hello, my name is John Ryder. I'm the General Manager of Sage 100 Enhancements for DSD Business Systems. And in this video, I'll be demonstrating the service trade integration for Sage 100, one of our many Sage 100 enhancements. This enhancement, there's three main features. First off, it integrates with ServiceTrade an application by ServiceTrade, the company, for the product ServiceTrade. ServiceTrade is a industry product specific to field service companies that service their inventory out in the field. So they will send out technicians to service the product, and the technician will use products or services to do that service for that job, and then they will prepare an invoice. And so this integration works in the accounts receivable, sales order, and inventory modules. It is a seamless integration that uses the API for service trade to do synchronization and invoice download. So for synchronization, Sage 100 is the owner of the customer record, the ship to the item, and the miscellaneous item and charges records. So if you create an item or a customer in Sage 100, it'll create it in Service Trade. And then from there, any changes that are done to that record, whether it's a customer or ship to or item record in Sage 100, it will automatically update to Service Trade. And then there's the invoice download. So within the Service Trade, you can again create technicians. You can create jobs for your customers that will service a specific item. That technician will have appointments for the job, will use items and services, and then ultimately will create an invoice within Service Trade. So the final piece of this integration is that you can then download those invoices from Service Trade into invoice data entry in Sage 100. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the demonstration of the product. First off, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Service Trade application. So for more information on Service Trade, you can go to servicetrade.com and request a demo of the product. I'm not going to cover all of the features of Service Trade. I'm just going to touch on the integration points. So in Service Trade, you do have customers, which consist of companies and locations. So a Sage 100 customer correlates to a Service Trade company, and then a Service Trade location is a Sage 100 ship to code. And then under my account, you have items, which can include items that are regular items in Sage 100, as well as miscellaneous items and charges. And then you have invoices. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at a customer record. Again, that's a company. I'll go ahead and select American Business Futures. So in Sage 100, you'll see that we have the same customer. And in Service Trade, there is a little button here that shows the link. And this is the customer number. So it's division customer. That's how it's linked into Sage 100. So if I go into Sage 100 and I go to customer maintenance, I'm going to go ahead and pull up that customer. And then I'm also going to pull up the Service Trade customer, right? So you can see the address matches up. I'm going to go ahead and make a change to the address. So I'm going to change the suite number to be 100 instead of 2000. I'm going to go ahead and hit accept. Now, when you do that, a meter bar comes up and shows that it's updating Service Trade. And that update only takes about a second or less, right? So if I go ahead and do a refresh on this company record, you can see that it did change the suite number to 100. For locations, right, So these again correlate to the ship to codes in Sage 100. I'll go ahead and select the first one. This is tied to that customer and then ship to code 1, right? And again, it had that same suite number. So back in Sage 100, I'm going to go ahead and pull up that customer. I'm going to select that ship to code 1, and I'm going to change the suite number to 100 as well. Hit accept. You can see the meter bar comes up. It just takes less than a second. And then when I do a refresh in ServiceTrade, it will show you that's been updated to Sage 100. So next up, we have inventory items. Those exist under my account. Items, we'll go ahead and take a look at. Let's see. Let me pick an item. So we'll choose this one here. So in Sage 100, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of ship to code, and I'm going to go to the inventory module and item maintenance and pull up that item number. So here the synchronization is for the item description, as well as the standard price, the standard cost. So I'm going to go ahead and change the description here. I'm going to spell out letter, so it's fully spelled. I'm going to hit accept. And again, we see the integration where it's been uploaded. Okay. So going back to this record, you'll see that it has now updated the item description. So this is, again, the first feature of the integration. It's the synchronization of item codes, customers, and ship to locations. So the second part is invoices. So as mentioned, Sage 100 will update ServiceTrade with any new customers and items, but then while you're in ServiceTrade, you set up technicians and you set up jobs for those customers, and then the technician will make appointments for those jobs, and then we'll use inventory to do any servicing or repairs to the item or part that they're servicing. And then they will eventually create an invoice, right? And so these are the invoices in ServiceTrade. I want to point out the status column. So the status, there's different statuses. So when you first create an invoice in ServiceTrade, it sets the status to OK. If you send that invoice as an email in ServiceTrade, it will change the status to sent. So the invoice then can be imported into Sage 100. And then when it's imported into SO invoice data entry, the status will be changed to pending accounting. From there in Sage 100, you can delete the invoice, right? And then if you delete it, it sets the status back to OK. Or you can post the invoice, in which case it'll update ServiceTrade for that invoice with the status of processed. So we're going to go ahead and choose, let's just go ahead and do this first invoice. We're going to import this one in. We're going to select the transaction date. And then back in Sage 100, under the sales order setup menu, the last menu option is the SO invoice import from ServiceTrade. So we're going to go ahead and select that. You can do a range of both transaction date and creation date, so you can filter by day into a specific batch, right? All right, so here I can choose a batch number if batches are turned on in Sage 100. I'm going to go ahead and select this batch. There's no records there yet. And I'm going to go ahead and select proceed. So from here, it's looking into ServiceTrade for any invoices in that date range, and then it'll create the invoice batch. So it can create multiple records. In this case, I'm just creating one invoice. And then after the import finishes, it will prompt you with, again, the number of invoices, and then it'll present you with a log file. So every time you do an import, a log file is created and saved automatically under the Sage 100 Match 90 Service Trade Logs subdirectory. So you can go back and look at the log files and see what occurred on that import. So on the log file, it's going to show you the batch number, the user, and the date of the import. For each invoice, it's going to show you the invoice number, the Sage 100 invoice number, the customer, and the ship to code. If you choose to have technicians added to split commissions, it'll show you the technicians that worked on the job. And then it'll show all of the lines that were brought in. So it's going to pull in the quantity and the price, or the amount that is, that was set in ServiceTrade onto the line. It handles both regular items and miscellaneous items and charges. And then if you have any notes in the invoice in ServiceTrade, that will be imported as a comment onto the invoice. So I'm going to go ahead and go into invoice entry, and I'm going to pull up that batch. And I'll pull up that invoice. You see it's for customer ABF. You can see it's for ship to code 1. It has the 3 items. I guess it used the same item 3 times. It shows, again, the comment, which is from the notes. And that's it for the invoice. Going back into ServiceTrade, if I do a refresh on the Invoices tab, you'll see that it's changed the status to pending accounting. So that's it for the import. I do want to note that on the log file, everything was successfully written. But if the import finds that an item is missing in Sage 100, or a ship to code, or a customer is missing, it will show a warning, right? It'll show a warning to the right, just kind of like what you see here, where it's showing this is non-taxable. It will show a warning, and from there you can either fix the line in Sage 100, or you can delete the invoice and then fix it in ServiceTrade and then re-import it. So that concludes the presentation for the ServiceTrade integration. For more information about the enhancement, please visit www.dsdinc.com and go to Marketplace to view the ARST ServiceTrade integration enhancement. Or if you want more information on the application for ServiceTrade, you can go to www.servicetrade.com. Thank you for joining.